Hey guys, welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. So, after making the post on the community tab a couple days back asking if you guys think I should continue making Genshin videos, I've gotten about a 70-30 in favor of yes. Basically for me, I've been playing Genshin still ever since it came out, and I sort of just discontinued it about midway through November because I just felt like it wasn't really something for me. But I still do enjoy the game and I like making videos of games that I play. While I still don't think it's something that I can see myself making regular content on, I hope you guys are still okay with seeing the occasional Genshin video here and there, maybe like one a week or whatever if I ever decide to make one. I'm gonna still stick to League because I think that's just the game that I enjoy making videos a lot more of. But I still wanted to make a couple videos because there's still a few things that I think are worth covering, and I don't necessarily know if any of the big YouTubers do it, but we'll see how it goes. By the way, Happy New Year's, because I believe I will be posting this video on January 1st, so I hope you guys are all having a good time. And make sure everyone is still safe, don't do anything too risky, because remember we're still in a pretty perilous time. We still have to wait for all the vaccines to come out, so just make sure that you guys are doing everything you can to minimize your risk. And aside from that, let's just get into it. I will be making a character showcase or account showcase video because I made one in October and it's been over 2 months since then. So what we're gonna do is we'll start off with all of my characters. I've made quite a few additions to my roster. With all the 5 stars that I have right now, we have Keqing, Venti, Diluc, Klee, and... well, I mean, Lumine doesn't really count because she is a default unit. But I had those 4 when they first came out, or like when I first made the account showcase. Actually, no, I had a different account prior to that because this is a second account that I had that just had better rolls, so I decided to go for it. Afterwards, I continued to spend a little bit more. Admittedly, I'm trying to lower the amount of money I invest into this game because while I still think that... I mean, I still enjoy the game, I myself have a lot of grievances of the game as well. It's not that like I'm a shill for the game or the, for MiHoYo. I have my own host of criticisms for the game, but I just find that as long as I limit my spending to an amount that's manageable, I don't see what's really wrong with it. But anyways, I don't know exactly how much I spent on my account. It's definitely in the 4 digits. Like, we're definitely over 1,000, that's for sure. But overall, I've been getting pretty good luck when it comes to my summons. For example, when I pulled Tartaglia, the way I got him was, I was actually pulling for him, and then for Pity, I got all the way to Pity, and I got Mona. And I had a mixture of emotions because I was happy to have her since I really wanted Mona. She's really good, especially if you combine her with Diluc or Klee for vaporized combos. But she wasn't the water unit I wanted. But the very next 10 pull after, I got Tartaglia, which is awesome because I love Child. I call him Child just because it's a little bit easier than his actual name. As for Zhongli, I got him through, I believe, the same thing. I got to Pity, and I actually got a second Diluc. And then I think another 20 or 30 more pulls, and I got Zhongli, which is awesome. I heard he's getting a bunch of buffs because the community has been pretty disappointed with how underwhelming he was, and I think they just set the expectations for him too high given the fact that he's definitely a community favorite. Everyone simps for Daddy Zhongli. But it's just that, like, I think he was okay before, but now he's supposed to be, like, really, really good. So I'm looking forward to building him a bit more, especially since Geo is becoming a more prevalent part of the meta, given that Crystallize is one of the greatest elemental reactions ever. It basically makes you indestructible. As for Qiqi, I actually got Qiqi when I was pulling for Albedo. I don't really care so much about Albedo because he doesn't really... He doesn't really strike a chord with me. He seems pretty cool, but it's just that I don't think I need another Geo unit. But I was able to, instead of Albedo, I think when I pitied, I got Qiqi instead, which I'd much rather have, given the fact that she's, I think, a bit more useful. I haven't been able to level her up yet, or ascend her, because I've still been busy working on gearing up my other characters, because I'll show you the equipment in just a bit. But that's what I have for my roster, I believe. Aside from Jean and Albedo, I have every single 5-star up to date, and I'm pretty sure every 4-star. I don't think I'm missing anyone. Yeah, if I am, let me know in the comment section below, but that's about it. Let's start with each of my characters. I'll try to go through it as quick as possible so I don't ramble too much, given that I've rambled quite a bit right now. Yeah, we're almost at like 4 or 5 minutes. Keqing is still my #1 waifu, and I refuse to bench her because even though there are a lot of more powerful DPS units, she just plays a lot better for me. Like, she just feels a lot more fun to use. So my stats for her are pretty lopsided. She is my most invested unit, still not perfect, but she's definitely very usable. So as for details, let's get started with that. I have 50% crit rate and 205% crit damage. I'll get into that later. But we're using the electro damage bonus set for the Thunder Fury, which is why I have 60%, so I'm using her for electro. Weapons, I am still using a black sword on her because I think I'm pretty sure given the community's sentiments on it, black sword is the best in slot for Keqing regardless of your build. And it's level 90, it's R2. When I get the battle pass leveled up, I will be able to get the R3. I'm only at, I think, 16 right now. So that's what she has for a weapon, pretty good. As for artifacts, you might be a little confused as to why you see a Thunder Soother and a Thunder Fury set, because I tried to get a 4-piece Thunder Soother set, but it became very difficult for me to, given that I was just getting very bad luck when it comes to picking up artifacts for Keqing, and I was tunneling really hard on trying to get her top 10%, top 5% equipment, and one of my friends who's like really good at the game, he suggested that I take a step back from Keqing because she's already really good and try focusing on my support units like Mona, Bennett, Sucrose, things like that. For the most part, the rest of them are kind of naked, so I think I put too many of my eggs in one basket, but I don't really regret it. Some people were going too hard on min-maxing and trying to be super hyper efficient, especially in the early days of the game, you know, in October and November. If you take a step back and just realize that as long as you keep playing the game, you will always get more and more resources, so you don't have to, you know, pinch your pennies too much. So this is her flower, it's a Thunderbird Mercy. It got, I think, plus a double bonus on crit, 1 bonus on attack percent, and 1 bonus on attack. So it's a pretty good one. I don't think I have a better flower. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't. And I'm going for the Electro bonus. Her quill pen or her feather. I will be using a 4-piece Thunder Soother because of the 4-piece set, which is really good for her since she can easily proc Electro. It's got a defense percent line, which I wasn't too happy about, but all the bonuses landed on crit damage, crit rate, and percent attack. So I think that's a pretty good feather to keep. Odds are you'll have to spend way more time, way more resin to get a perfect 4 for your substats. So if you can get 3 out of 4, that's pretty good, especially since attack, crit rate, and crit damage are all the top 3 stats that you would want to get on a DPS unit. Hourglass, it's sort of the same thing. I unfortunately got 1 bonus to defense, but the rest all went to crit damage and attack, which I was like, okay, that's pretty good. Then the Goblet, which, oh my goodness, I hate this Goblet so much. It was an electro damage goblet, and it had 4 stats immediately out the gate, so I'm like, oh my goodness, and I can get maybe super lucky and get a whole bunch of crit damage and crit rate. I got 4 bonuses in energy recharge, and 1 bonus in elemental mastery. None in crit, which was very frustrating, but it's still a really good electro damage goblet, and I can't get a better one anytime soon. I have a 4-star Thunder Fury one, which is actually a little bit better, but given that it's a 4-star, it's not going to be nearly as good in terms of substat value or main stat value, as you can see the difference. And she's got a Gladiator hat, which is 62.2% crit damage. I'm currently trying my best to find a replacement for crit rate, because as you remember, I have way too much crit damage and not enough crit rate, so I have to work on that. But this is the best thing I have for her right now. We have, I believe, there was a crown that I thought would work out pretty well, but it didn't, not so much. Berserker Battle Mask, or where was the one that had crit rate? Yeah, the one that Xiangling's using is also crit rate, but doesn't have too good a substats, so I figured we'll keep this for now, and then we'll find something better later. She's at C1, and her talents, I'm working on them very slowly, they're all level 7. Haven't been getting too much luck with the ring. I've been getting pretty much all of the other ones. It's a long grind, I suppose. Okay, so Venti, now this is where you guys start seeing that I don't have the best equipment on any of my other units that aren't DPS, so if you see a bad build, I apologize for that because like I said, I spent too much of my time on the other units or my DPS units to the point where I completely neglected my support units. Venti's using a Favonius Warbow. I have the Skyward Harp and Amos bow, but I think Venti just wants to use the Warbow. Correct me if I'm wrong with that, but I think it's the best one for him. I have the Veritas Inventor's set, which gives you Animo damage bonus, and it gives you Elemental Imperil, which is awesome, because breaking elemental resistance allows you to do more damage on either Electro, Cryo, Hydro, or Pyro, which are all offensive stats. As for the substats, aside from maybe this one, which is the only non-green piece set, I don't have anything too good on him. I mean, they're okay. But again, he's mostly like a support unit. He still does a massive amount of damage with his ultimate, or his burst skill, which is pretty cool. And I do plan to continue investing in on him, but I'm right now focusing on Bennett and Mona. Constellation is C0, talents he's 4, 5, and 7. I don't really see the need to. I guess I can, I can bring this up to I think 6. Just want to get his Wind's Grand Ode to level 7, and I have 4 tails, so whenever I get more ballads I can, but for the time being he's okay. Xiangling is my fire support, so she's got a prototype Star Glitter. They changed the name of these prototype weapons. They used to be called Prototype Grudge, and now it's level 70, and it's R3, so it's pretty good. Constellation, I have her C6, and for artifacts I gave her just whatever could boost up her attack or elemental mastery, because I think that's the stat you want to go for on her. And just trying to give her as much attack as possible so that when she swaps in her little spinny Beyblade, burning Beyblade, I think that affects the damage the most. I'm not too sure of the metrics on that. She's mostly there just to complement Diluc for the double pyro bonus in the team comp. Speaking of Diluc, he's my second best guy, and what does he have? Hang on. There you go. Okay. His stats are 27% crit, 90% crit damage. Not the best for him. He should have a little bit more. He's got a 35% pyro damage bonus, and right now we have a Wolf's Gravestone level 90. It is R0, so it's just at base, but it's a pretty fantastic sword. And I don't think I want to get any more because, oh, this is a nightmare. Artifact wise, he has a 5-piece Gladiator. I understand there is no 5-piece, it's just a 4-piece, but I just thought Gladiator worked the best on him. But I heard the Crimson Maiden, or the one that boosts pyro damage, kind of the fire version of the Thunder Fury, is the one you want to go for on him. His flower is great. It has 23.3% crit damage, 40% elemental mastery. There's sadly no crit rate or percent attack line. Instead, I got element or energy recharge and attack, but it's one of the best flowers that you can come across, and so you gotta keep it. Feather is also not too bad. It got 1 bonus in defense, but it got a lot of bonus in attack, and we have crit damage and energy recharge line. Again, the rule of thumb is, unless you really have a lot of resin to burn, just try to go for like a 3 out of 4, and just make sure that the 3 out of 4 stats are really good. You can refer to my equipment guide if you want to, which I might leave a link somewhere in the description. He's still on a 4-star hourglass, but that's just because I haven't gotten a good hourglass yet. All the hourglasses I've gotten are pretty garbage, so I'm also working on other characters at the moment because, again, it's usable, it'll get the job done, and he has currently no problems with clearing dungeons or domains or bosses. As for the Intoxication, it's a pyro damage bonus, and it has no crit stats, but it did manage to get a percent attack boost. It was, I think, only 2 starting substats, so I didn't get anything out of that, but pyro damage bonus helps a lot. And his hat is the worst one, but it's the only one at the moment that I think is usable on him, and I'll get a better one later. Unless maybe, I guess I can use one of these, but I'm saving my artifacts for the time being. Currently C1, and for talents, 676, I think I can get, yeah, I have 6 plumes, I just don't have any resistances books right now. So he's pretty good. As for Child, he's level 83 out of 90, still slowly working on getting these guys to 90. I'm still trying to just get as many experience books as possible because there's a lot of characters you have to level up and it gets, oh boy, it gets quite expensive. His stats are kind of poor right now because I haven't fully optimized his artifacts yet. But he does have a Skyward Harp. It's only level 80, it needs to be ascended, but I have to do a little bit more farming for that. Artifact wise, I have just a bunch of random garbage on him at the time, for the time being. My second Thunderbird, Mercy, my second Thunderflower. I actually had 3 Thunderflowers, but I just gave him this one because it gives crit rate, crit damage, and percent attack. This one too, it also gives a decent amount, but it doesn't give crit rate, which I would like a little bit more of. As you can see here, I've burned quite a bit. I burned a lot on Keqing, and I kind of regret it a little bit, but it's okay for now. He's got a Gladiator Plume. My goal is to get the 2-piece water set, this thing, not Bloodstained Shield, like this one. The Heart of Death to get the Hydro damage bonus, and a 2-piece Gladiator. So he's got a Feather just to give attack and crit rate. His timepiece is absolutely nothing, actually. Do I have a better one? Oh yeah, just give me this one. He has a Goblet that had bonuses just to attack. I wanted to get more for crit rate, but it's okay for the time being. And it's gonna be going for the double piece Noblesse Oblige and the double piece... No, I'm not going 2-piece Gladiator. I'm going 2-piece Water Set, the new Water Set, and 2-piece of this. Then just some random artifact to get him more attack. So he's kind of a little messy, but he is C1. I really want to get the first Constellation on him, so I pulled a little bit more for him, given that it's really good to keep up his Raging Tide cooldown as best as possible. His talents are not actually that leveled up right now because I haven't been working on him too much, but I've mostly just been using him to clear any fire enemies when I roam around. And right now it's just Diluc and Keqing. I don't use Child too much. The daddy, he has only a Vortex Vanquisher. I did manage to get a Spear, which is awesome. I used just free-to-play my way through, and when we reached the pity for the weapons, I actually got the Spear and not the Sword, which is good, because this is a good Spear on him. Artifact-wise, he has absolutely nothing of value, and he's C0. I was thinking about C1 because getting 2 Stone Pillars is cool. And as for him, he still needs to get a little bit more in terms of talents. I'm not prioritizing talents for the time being, I'm trying to just get artifacts and experience books. Mona, I'm also trying to work on. She's using Widsith, and I'm pretty sure I have... Do I have another one? No, I do not. But yeah, Widsith for the weapon. Artifacts, she's going, I think, a 4-piece NO, or the 4-piece Noblesse. Either 4-piece Noblesse or 2-piece Wanderers, and 2-piece Noblesse. I think the best thing I have for her right now is her flower. No, not the flower. This one. The feather. It's crit rate, attack, and energy recharge, which I think is pretty good for her. She just has Exile Pocket Watch for the energy recharge. The String Kettle gives Hydro damage, energy, recharge, attack, and crit rate. And she's just using a Circler for the set piece. So she's working, she's on her way. She's C0 though, which is... What's her C1? That actually would be pretty nice to have. Maybe I should get a second Mona. Chi-Chi, we just got her, she has nothing. Klee is level 1. Razor, I used him before, like back in the day. My Barbara... Oh, I guess I could show you the constellations for each one. Chi-Chi is C0, Klee is C0, Razor is C3, Barbara is C6. So she looks she's pretty stacked. I think I overinvested on her. She has Thrilling Tales for the attack bonus when she swaps out, and her artifacts are not that great, but she has the Maiden set, which is awesome. Alright, I'm going to speed through this because it's getting kind of long. I showed you all my main units, and the rest of them I'll just show you for their constellation and whatnot. She's pretty stacked. She's got 21,000 HP, so she heals really, really well. And again, I think I overinvested on her. Bennett, I'm working on next. He's got the Favonius Sword, which I think is the best in slot for him. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe this one might be the new Festering Desire, because elemental skill damage and crit rate? Actually, no, that wouldn't be for him. That would be for maybe actually Chi-Chi? Perhaps? I like the sword actually, I think it's pretty good. Anyways. Artifacts, just filler for the time being, but Bennett is C6, which is awesome. I got quite a bit of him during the Albedo banner. Sucrose is C5. I don't know if I want the last one. I mean, I might run into it because she's part of the banner right now. So I'm just going to continue to free-to-play my way through and just use my daily Primo Gems to hopefully pull a last one. Fischl is C6. I don't have her leveled up right now just because while okay, you guys are going to hate me for this, but I think she's really annoying. I don't like Chunibios. I know she's supposed to be a Chunibyo, but yeah, I'm not really into that. She's not my type. But she is C6, so if in the event I need to gear her up, she's ready for that. Lisa is C1. Lumine is... I mean, you get C6 naturally. Chongyun is C4. Noelle is C6. And I have so many high defense artifacts, or so many perfect artifacts, but their main substat is, or their main stat is defense. I'm trying to find it. But yeah, I get some really, really amazing artifacts, but yeah, like this one, for example, attack, crit rate, elemental mastery, or what other artifacts. But basically, I've just been getting mostly defense for a main stat with beautiful substats, and it just, like this one, look at this. So I've half a mind to make a Noelle decked out because I have plenty of artifacts that would complement that. Oh my goodness. But yeah, C6. Diona's also C6 when I was working on... Wait, when was Diona with... Yeah, she was with Child. So when I was getting 2 Childs, I got Diona to C6. Kaya is C0, I don't care. Amber as well, I don't care. Ningguang, I got to C6 when I think she came with Zhongli. I'm pretty sure. I'm actually not. I don't think I remember, but I have also C6 on her. Beidou is C6. Xingqiu I just got actually, which I was kind of annoyed that it took so long to get him because he's amazing for alchemy when it comes to talent materials, but for the time being I don't care much about him. And Xinyan is C6. I got 3 of her from the standard wish when we did this thing. Like whatever this thing is that gives you the free acquaint fates, and I got 3 of her. I actually didn't have too many of her before, but now I do. Alright. Anyways, let's show you what I have in terms of inventory, and I think we'll wrap it up. How far are we in? We're about 23 minutes, Jesus. So weapons, I have just about all the decent 5-star weapons you would want. I would like an Aquilia Favonia for whenever I get Jean, but I have, I think, the best in slot for almost every important unit. So Chi-Chi I'll figure out if I want to give her Flute or Festering Desire. Actually, I can look that up right now. What does she use? She uses Skyward Blade or Sacrificial Sword. Do I have a Sea Sword or Sacrificial Sword? I do not. Oh, I do. Okay, so I'll give her that one. Artifacts. I have a lot of 5-star artifacts, but again, I've just been farming endlessly, and I haven't been getting too much when it comes to decent luck on artifacts, but I think it's okay because, again, I'll be playing the game for as long as I feel like playing the game, and therefore I don't see too much of a rush because before everyone was trying really hard to be the top player or reach the very end, and then they realized that they spent too much time trying to reach the end and not so much enjoying the game. So enjoy the game, take it slow because you'll be here forever, hopefully, and eventually you will get the best in slot for all of your characters, unless the power creep ceiling gets higher and higher, because some games they do advance power creep quite quickly, but I don't think Genshin will. Materials I don't have too much of, but I can show you the boss materials really quick. I have, where is it? Yeah, so I have a good spread of all of the boss drops except for the ring of Boreas, because I have these 2. And I have Dvalin spread good, a lot of plumes, and I have a good spread of Child's Foul Legacy stuff. Food, I love cooking. Actually, I have a bunch of food items because I also have a lot of things like meat. I have almost 900, I have like 200 something crab, I have like 200 something fish, so I like to collect a lot of that too. This is my gear, and this doesn't really matter. What is this? Oh, really? Okay, I guess I have free money. And fragile resin I have 10 of. I had like 30 or so the last time, but I decided to finally use it. I love condensed resin, it's so helpful. But I think that's about it. As for my adventure rank, I'm at 51. If you want to add me in game, you can. That's my user ID. And I'm at world level 7. So I don't consider myself too much of an end game player. I would say I'm a late game player, like I'm definitely pretty well advanced into the game, but I don't think I think a lot of the super mega whales are like AR 60 by now. But I think once you get to AR 50, you get like double artifacts or you get guaranteed artifact from every boss and stuff like that, so should be good. But anyways, that's gonna be it. I think that's all I want to cover. I suppose I will be doing an account showcase every 2 months just to show you my progress and how I've been doing. I haven't been building my account too efficiently. I've wasted a lot, definitely, on a bunch of characters, but again, it's all in good fun. If you'd like to support my channel, best way you can do so is like the video, comment down below, just any comment you want to make. share this with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more Genshin Impact videos. I also make League of Legends videos, so if you play that, then you can go watch my League videos. But for now, that's gonna be it. Oh, one more thing. Join my Discord server. We have a nice Genshin section in my community, and it's pretty active, so if you want to talk about random stuff or if you want to add screenshots or whatever you pull from gacha, you can. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon for the next video. Take care and Happy New Year's.